is poppin', yo? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I am still paying for Amazon Prime. I am still using Amazon Prime. I am paying the $8.99 a month to get access to the subscription service, to get faster deliveries on Amazon, and to get all the library of shows and movies. And in that library of shows and movies, there is a legendary series called Machina. And Season 2 has come out. Season 3 is coming out later on this year. So to catch up before Season 3 comes out, I have watched it. And I watched it when I was at work. I watched Season 1 when I was at work. And seeing Season 2 also at work sort of shows how long I've been working here, and sort of proved, how long I've been here, how long I've held this job. And it's just a nice little milestone to see. But Vox Machina Season 2 is basically a band of 8 unlikely heroes find themselves on a quest to save the realm of insert world name here from dark mythical forces. So this show is made by the creators of Critical Role, who sort of have a helping hand in making new stuff for Dungeons & Dragons and sort of help world build and stuff. I did talk about that in more detail in Vox Machina Season 1 episode that I did yesterday. So if you do want to go check that out, you can find it on the channel. But basically, Season 2 starts off with the city being attacked by 3 to 4 different dragons. Vox Machina have only ever slain 1 dragon in their time, and now they have to come up with 4 dragons which are working together. This is strange because dragons don't normally work together. There is an acid one, a lightning one, and of course a fire one. These are all attacking the world and destroying stuff, and basically just being dragons trying to get their own hoard of gold. And the leader is the Flame Breather, and he's sending out the other 2 to find him artifacts, find him rare sort of gold and treasure for him to hoard, like dragons do. They're always hoarding treasure, they're always keeping it all and keeping it safe. And Vox Machina manage to escape. They get by to a nearby village, warn them of the dragons, trying to get reinforcements, trying to get help, and they just point them in another direction, which then they go to, and again they get pointed in another direction, and then they have to go through a portal. But by which point, the team actually gets split up. We have Light going off on her own to the monk place to get reconnected with a light, and then she gets reunited with Grog and the other gnome. So it's 2 separate teams working together to basically just continue on. And with 8 characters, it is really hard to manage them all and sort of get them all sort of going on their own story and have them have their own arcs and get enough screen time for each of them. And now that you're splitting them up, putting them on different quests, you're stretching it even more and stretching it even thinner, but they manage to do it really well. They get to focus on each and every character throughout all 12 episodes, being 44 minutes long. Each character does get their screen time, each character does get their win, each character does get their arcs and their sort of moments to shine, and their moments of improvement from the first season. But continuing on, we have Keyleth, the 2 wood elves, and the human going into this alternate reality to actually find where their dad is, and they have that sort of sentimental talk with a dad. They then go further in to the sort of tree, and the sister gets the bow. We then leave, and the brother gets this raven armor because his sister died, and he brought her back, and now he's the connection between life and death. We then also have the dragon having his own little minion and side character, which is sort of influencing him to take over as the lead dragon. So the acid dragon is collecting artifacts. He's collecting the gauntlets. He's collecting the bow. He's collecting the armor to try and build this big arsenal to take the other dragon down. We then end up with Grog taking on his family and helping them sort of grow stronger with him taking down the leader of the group, which is putting these civilians down with the help of the gnomes and the gnome's daughter, which is a big shock plot twist. But to be fair, he's had a lot of eggs with a lot of different girls, so it is understandable that he will have a couple of daughters or sons out there, or they thems if they choose to be so. We also have them plotting against the dragon, making a big trap. They succeed in making the trap, however, it doesn't work how they want it. He manages to break out, but the dragon starts flying away back to his mountain. And then we have what seems to be the dirty little hoodie gnome and my favourite elf going into the rectum of the acid dragon whilst Grog holds onto its tail as it flies away. So they're cutting it and killing it, stabbing it from the inside. They end up falling out, getting rescued by the rest of the team. Grog falls off and gets rescued by the rest of the team. And then the team hit a divide where do they or do they not chase the dragon because they've got the dragon so weak. Is it best to go and stop it now? And they all agree. They all get hyped up. They all go and stop the dragon. They almost get their asses kicked, but they succeed in destroying the dragon. They also go see another deity, which gives them magical powers. And the only one that was able to beat him was, again, the stupid little hoodie elf, the hoodie gnome. And I am using the word hoodie as a different term, which I cannot use on YouTube due to the fact of I want money from this video. I'd like this video to be monetized. But he was the only one that managed to defeat him, and it was with a love poem, and the deity ended up dying to the acid dragon, but the little hoodie gnome did also manage to take down the acid dragon, and everyone thought he was dead as well, but he pulled the classic old kiss me, like talk to me, love me, praise me, and all that shabazz. Keyleth also had her own character arc where she went to her father and she's supposed to master all 4 elements, and she's already mastered nature, and now she's mastered fire, and she can turn into this big fire monster, which is really cool. Now she just needs air and water, I do believe, to master all 4, so basically she's turning into the Avatar as these seasons go on. But it was really impactful and really meaningful when she actually did her trials, because she sacrificed herself to close the gate between the fire realm and obviously their realm. The bear showed up again in this season as well. They didn't defeat all the dragons, so that's where the story's going to go next season. It did end on a pretty good cliffhanger with them going to kill the main flame dragon in the next season. I thought this season was really good. I thought it was really entertaining. Each character, again, developed more. We had the main elf with a raven armor having to sort of struggle between now being the creature that is between life and death, having that be your fate, and having to do this, that, and the other to sort of make sure people die and cross over to the other realm and not see all these sort of nightmares that he has. We also have his sister going back to her past, teaming up with her old crew to basically do a heist of some sorts. We also had a look at Grog's past and Stanlin's past, of their family, their relationships. Stanlin being a really bad dad, walking out on a pregnant lady because he wasn't ready to be a dad. We have Grog going back to his family, going back to his flock because, you know, he has to, but not wanting to because they're cold-blooded killers and they made him kill people and he didn't like that. He didn't want to do that. He didn't want to kill innocent people. He wasn't all about the bloodshed like they were. This series also does something which is slightly annoying and obnoxious, and I have a very significant nitpick with it. It's when anime and animation are a 2D animated show, but they put like a 3D element into it. Like, they can draw to make it look 3D, yes, but when you put like a 3D CGI character in there, it really disrupts the flow of your show and really sort of, I don't know, it devalues it in my opinion. I really don't like it when there's this 3D character in this 2D world. It just doesn't look good. It looks really tacky and cheap. And they did this a couple of times with the dragons. Most of the shots of the dragons look really cool and really nice, but there's some shots where I do think they cheaped out a little bit just to save a couple of pennies here and there by making this 3D model of a dragon to throw in with this 2D world. And I don't know, it just looks odd and it looks out of place, and it's my nitpick with a load of other shows that do the same thing. It just doesn't look right, and I don't know if it's a common complaint, because I don't see a lot of people complaining about it, but it is really something that gets to me and causes me a lot of sort of upset and sort of throws me out the show when watching something, because, again, it looks so out of place, it looks so different, it's not as immersive as it once was when it was all just played in 2D. The dragons' designs here look absolutely menacing, though. They look so creepy, scary, and, menacing. They look like an actual threat. There is a lot of threat here, especially set in the first 3 episodes when the dragons are actually attacking. There's so much threat and drama and chaos going on. It really shows the struggle that our characters are put through. And then they put through even more struggle later on in the season, with each character having their own unique thing to overcome, with Keyleth and her anxiety, having to get past it all and get to overcome it to be the best fire elf. We have the other little gnome having to overcome her disconnection from the light and try and regain that connection and have the light be inside her the entire time. But it really has this really good message of overcoming your past, getting over it, and getting back up stronger. If you get knocked down, get back up stronger. And this show had all of that. It even had a cursed sword, which it gave to Grog, which he had to overcome as well as his family, making him want to kill. And he actually hurt Light with this curse, and that made him run away and sort of get rid of the sword. That was his final straw with the sword. And he hid it for so long and kept it from his friends. And keeping secrets like that from your close friends / family can cause a really big divide and make you feel isolated, especially when you feel like you can't tell them something. And it just makes you feel all alone. And that had a really good message, and it was really impactful, just the way he felt like he couldn't tell his friends, and he was hiding this big dark secret, this curse, from them for so long until it was too late, and he did lash out against some of the team members. The animation style, again, is this really unique Amazon Prime art style. They have this for all their shows. They have it for The Boys when they have their animated sort of snippets. They have it for Invincible. It's just the Amazon Prime animation style that they do for all their shows. And I didn't really notice it, but they do. Amazon Prime have their own unique art style. Everything on Amazon Prime that's made by Prime has its special art style that's sort of influenced by Rick and Morty and, I'm going to say, Justice League and Teen Titans. But other than that, I think I covered this season pretty well. I think I got all the good points and the bad points. Voice actors, new character designs, all really good. I just wish they were a little bit more expressive. Some of the voice actors aren't that expressive. Some of them are pretty monotone, especially the Raven Armor elf now. He's even more dead-toned. He's my favourite, but he is still dead-toned and doesn't really express himself that well. However, that's just my nitpick with him. The rest of the show, excellent. Again, I am going to give it an 8 out of 10. It is really good. I don't want to keep putting everything in the top sort of 3 spots, but it deserves it. Definitely go check it out. It is epic. And definitely go check out my link tree if you want a little bit more Tyler Price in your life. Other than that, bye-bye.